Greatest inventions of the Industrial Revolution. Hans Rosling makes the case for the washing machine. Rosling shows us the magic that pops up when economic growth and electricity turn a boring wash day into an intellectual day of reading. The Amazing Washing Machine by data visionary and global health expert Hans Rosling. I was only 4 years old when I saw my mother load a washing machine for the very first time in her life. That was a great day for my mother. My mother and father had been saving money for years to be able to buy that machine, and the day it was going to be used, even Grandma was invited to see the machine. And Grandma was even more excited. Throughout her life, she had been hand-washing laundry for 7 children and heating water over firewood. And now she was going to watch electricity do that work. My mother carefully opened the door and loaded the laundry into the machine like this. And then, when she closed the door, my grandmother said, "No, let me push the button." And Grandma pushed the button, and she said, "Oh, fantastic, I want to see this, bring me a chair, I want to see this." And she sat in front of the machine and watched the entire washing process. She was mesmerized. To my grandmother, the washing machine was a miracle. Today, in Sweden and other rich countries, people are using so many different machines. I can't even name them all. Homes are full of machines. And then, when they want to travel, they use flying machines that take them to remote destinations. Yet there are still people who keep the water over fire and cook their food on fire. Sometimes they don't even have enough food and live below the poverty line. There are 2 billion fellow human beings who live on less than $2 a day. And the richest people over there's 1 billion of them. They live above what I like to call the airline, because they spend more than $80 a day on their consumption. But this is only 1, 2, 3 billion people, and obviously there are 7 billion people in the world, so there must be 1, 2, 3, 4 billion people there must be 4 billion people who live in between the poverty line and the airline. We have electricity, but the question is, how many have washing machines? I've done the scrutiny of market data, and I found that indeed, the washing machine penetrates below the airline. And there's an additional 1 billion people who live above the wash line. And the remaining, and 2 billion have access to washing machines. But the remaining 5 billion, how do they wash? Or to be more precise, how do most of the women in the world wash? Because it remains hard work for women to wash. They wash like this, by hand. It's a hard, time-consuming labor, which they have to do for hours every week. And there's nothing different in their wish than it was for my grandma. They want the washing machine in exactly the same way. But when I lecture to my environmentally concerned students, they say everyone cannot have cars and washing machines. How am I going to tell this woman that she ain't going to have a washing machine? So I've asked my students over the last 2 years, how many of you don't use a car? And some of them proudly raise their hand and say, I don't use a car. Then I put the really tough question. How many of you hand wash your jeans and bed sheets? And no one raised their hand. Even the hardcore and the green movement use washing machines. But the main concern for the environmentally interested students, and they are right, is the future. What are the trends? If we just prolong the trends without any real advanced analysis to 2050, there are two things that will change. First, economic growth, and second, population growth. Population growth will mainly occur amongst the poorest people because they have a higher child mortality rate and they have more children per woman. But this won't change the energy use very much. What will happen is economic growth, the best of here in the emerging economies. I call them the New East. They will jump the airline, what they will say, and they will start to use as much as the Old West are doing already. But the total energy consumption will increase to 22 units. And these 22 units, still the richest people use most of it. So what needs to be done? Of course, they must be more energy efficient. Also, they must start to produce more green energy, much more green energy. And until they have the same energy consumption per person, they shouldn't give advice to others what to do and what not to do. Here we can get more green energy all over. If you have democracy, people will vote for washing machines. They love them. And what's the magic with them? My mother explained the magic the very first day. She said, "Now, Hans, we have loaded the laundry. The machine will do that work. Now we can go to the library." Because this is the magic with them. You load the laundry, and what do you get out of the machine? You get books out of the machine, children's books. And my mother got time to read for me. She got me the ABCs. This is where I started my career as a professor. And what beside my mother and me? Thank you, industrialization. Thank you, steel mill. Thank you, power station. And thank you, chemical processing industry that gave us time to read books. Thank you very much.